Sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart to slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the
Street to celebrate that. I really do.
things I show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. We are back again. It's regular now, isn't it? Cup game gone. Back to business.
We had a cracking one last night, didn't we? Was it last night? Wednesday night.
It was a good
Of course
stream.
it was.
I enjoyed it.
Do you remember when we beat Villa in the cup away? It was like
No,
an
I had a
age ago.
Copperberg and I was like pissed on a point. So yeah, it got me. It was a good. It went down when you win. Those berries go down quite nicely.
Drunk on joy,
yeah.
mate. Drunk on joy.
Get in,
That's what it was.
get on. We're quite a lucky channel now, ain't we? I think we are quite a lucky channel.
Well, I mean, I don't want to put pressure on you or anything, but 2 unicorn shows and 2 wins away at sides that we weren't going to beat. Saying,
Do I need to do the unicorn Luton? This is the thing. Like, I thought to myself,
yeah.
if I
Is
didn't
that
put
overuse?
and we
Is
lost
that
against
overused
Luton.
for a game? Is it overused for a game that we should be winning anyway? That's a
I'd like to
decision,
think.
that is.
I'd like to think. I don't know what you lot think in the comments. I'd like to think I got the unicorn when we were struggling to get us back on form, and now they can handle the games themselves without the unicorn, and I can slowly fade it out. But if I don't get the unicorn out and we lose against Luton, I'll be fuming. Everyone will think it's me. This is where it becomes too superstitious now. But yeah, get on the channel, everyone. I'm going to give you a shout out. Drop your comments. Interaction. That's what I want. Interaction. I want to hear what you've got to say.
Dan, I don't want to. The decision is all yours, right? And it might be overusing it, but no team in top flight history has lost their first 4 games at home without scoring a goal. You know, we've not won successive Premier League games for a year.
Statman.
And the only team not to have taken a lead in the Premier League this year are Luton. So
well, we've got some stuff. We've got some stuff to put on. By the way, the people coming on, there's 10 on now. Let's get about 20 on. Let's bring Everton fans together. Let's all have conversations with each other. That's what Toffee Bluecast is. It's not about anything other than us just chatting about Everton before and after games. And the way we do things now, we have a little structure and it works. We look at their players. We look at Everton's players. Me, Paul, and you in the comments will predict our lineups. We want to hear what lineup you want it to be, and then we finish with score predictions, nice and smooth. But it's good, isn't it, Paul? It gets me ready for the game. This does. It works.
Exactly. No, and it works. Everyone's kind of upbeat and everything. It's weird, isn't it? I like it though. It's a good weird. And Emma won an Everton shirt today, so everything's looking rosy.
That's when it's scary, though, isn't it?
Was it that mad rainbow one, or was it a home one, or was it a a classic like Dan's got?
I brought 4 Everton tops. I brought this one, the Gravison one. I brought the Tim Cahill one with the yellow trim. I've wore that now on the channel. I brought the gold one, the Andy Johnson one. I've wore that on the channel. And then I brought the black one, the sort of Fellini Pinot one. I wore that on the channel. And then I just had a look today, and £40, the black one with the pink stripes. The one that the rugby players, the one that the rugby players had. Do you think I should do it?
Well, maybe it's not the unicorn at all. Maybe it's the 4 shirts. Maybe you winning anything. Maybe you getting 4 Everton shirts means that we're going to have 4 wins on the bounce. And then that'll mean that you'll have to buy at least another one, because it's the derby then.
Top for every game. The good thing is when we're getting 4 new Everton tops, retro ones, the good thing is if one turns unlucky, I can use the next one. So I've got 4 to go through before they're all unlucky. So at the minute, but we've done well. Since I brought the tops, we've won 2 games out of 2. Exactly. So they arrived. I put it on. We won. Could be the tops. Could be the unicorns. Richo's here. Just giving these a shout out because we need you to participate. We need you. We need you. We need your lineups and we need your scores. So Richo, love you. Emma Davis is in the building. Paul Caswell's he's shooting early. There you go. 5-0 tomorrow. Save it. But if you can only come on for a bit, then we'll read that out at the end. Don't worry. Who else have we got? Everton's on. He's putting his scores early. Everyone's excited here. The Blues.
We've got a format, you know.
Yeah, we've got a format. They're just getting excited. Plus, I don't blame them. If you can like the stream, like it and subscribe. If you don't want to, then don't. But just help us out and like it if you can. And subscribe. It seems that we've stayed on. I think it's 425 subscribers, and it's frozen and no more. And I said to my partner Paul, I goes, I wonder if it's actually broke, because normally we get 1 a week, and it's 425, and the subscribers haven't budged. So I'm not sure whether it's broke or whether we're just hitting a freeze patch on the subscribers. So if you can subscribe, we've got to get to 500. We're decent for that, surely.
We'll get them in. They'll float in when they know that it's it's the unicorn or you buying shirts, which is the reason why we're winning games. They'll flood in, and they'll find out what's going to happen next. Do you know what I mean? It's inevitable.
The people that do arrive, we get good feedback. Like say Everton, Emma Davis, all of them. We get good feedback. So we're doing the right thing. Hit the subscribe button. Try and spread us around as well. Hit the likes. There's my little promotion for the day. I don't promote it enough, but I should, because I want more Evertonians in the comments. Me and Paul, we get well excited about reading your comments and your lineups and stuff like that. And we always say that's one thing that we're different on, Paul. Well, not different. That's one thing that me and you pulled together and said we're going to try and do. We said this channel, the most important thing is every comment we see gets read out. So we try and read all the comments out. Yeah. And it's just a big get together.
As much as possible. And I tell you what, Dan won't say it, but if you haven't seen his short about the Jack Harrison song, which he made up, have a look at the short, because I think that would work really well for Jack Harrison, to be fair. And especially if you're as old as I am, you'll remember the song.
It's a good song. I've just been doing songs and stuff, and the Jack Harrison song is on a short. It has been released. It's not hit a million views yet, but I'm sure it will. I think that's a good Jack Harrison song idea. And I've been playing around, driving in my car, and I thought, we need a song for Decore. He's kept us up. I know some people get grumpy and say, "Oh, you're making a song for them. They don't deserve a song." And whatever, have a bit of fun, right? Sometimes it's just good. It makes us feel good as fans to have a song for them. It's just a good thing, good feeling. We sing it around the house. And I had Return of the Mac on in the car, Paul. Return of the Mac. And you know where it goes, Return of the Mac, and it goes, Abdullah do. It was like, Return Abdullah do, Return of the Mac. And I was like, Decore. That's my new one. I'm working on it. I'll put it on as a short. Well, let's get to business. let's get to business. If you've got any songs, give them me. I'll make them into a short. That's what we're about, having a laugh. This channel is good vibes.
Emma, this is my favourite ever comment that we've had. Bless you. You don't need Tinder, just come on here. You'll be all right.
That's it. Got Paul.
Sorry, I got sidetracked.
There we go. Right. 15 on now. Love it.
This is the form then. So these are the last 4 games of both sides. It's better for us than it is for Luton, without a doubt. They played well against Fulham as well, but they actually played better against Fulham, I think, than they did against Wolves. And Wolves were down to 10 men for a half. They lost their guy just inside the start of the second half, but they just didn't have enough bite to really take the lead against Wolves. You know, Wolves were 10 men and took the lead. Neto scored a decent goal, and it took a debatable penalty for Luton to grab a draw in the end. So they seem as though they're, touch wood, like they're a little bit toothless. And well, all being well, as everyone thinks, we should have enough to deal with them tomorrow. What do you think, Dan?
No, I think that I love those 2 wins, by the way. Shout out for Everton for putting those 2 wins together.
Yeah.
I think that we're picked up. I think we're better. I said this to my partner earlier on. I goes, if we go and lose against Luton, which won't happen, by the way, I'm massively confident. You'll see with my score prediction. But if we go and lose against Luton, for me, that win against Brentford means nothing. That's how I feel. Honestly, I feel, because it just feels like you beat Luton out of those 2 games. You win against Brentford is beating Luton. That's what it feels like for me. It just cuts it out. We've got to win at home. First of all, Paul, we've got to break that barrier at home. We've broke the barrier of the wins now. We've got to break the barrier of at home and get the home fans booming. And also, we've got to, like, I'd love to make it 3 wins in a row. I really would. It just give us so much confidence going into the Bournemouth game, which is another winnable game. So, yeah, I'm happy, but I feel like I don't want to get over the top. I'm a warrior, but I don't want to get over the top. I think the battle's just started, Paul. I think the battle's just started, basically. I think the ball's just started rolling. We've set the standard now, and now it's time to crack on. So we'll find out. This is a big game for me, Paul. It's a big game because now we find out what we're made of. We've set the bar. We won in the cup. We beat Brentford. Yeah. If we go and dip and lose against Luton, which is no easy team, by the way, we're going to have to be on it 100%, but I feel it's a very winnable game. I do.
Oh, it is. I mean, if we don't win, people are going to be disappointed, and rightly so, going off Luton's form, really. They won 1 pre-season game, I think it was, against Sheffield Wednesday. Their last win before that was the playoff final on penalties. So they've not sort of gathered any sort of momentum at all, really, and they're struggling to sort of stem the tide, if you like. But again, though, they only lost by 1 against West Ham. They lost by 1 against Fulham. They drew with Wolves. The Exeter thing, don't read too much into that, because the whole lineup, pretty much, apart from,
it was poor.
I think Chong, who used to play for United, who's now playing for Luton, I think he was about the only person who's in the regular sort of Premier League startups. Everyone else were squad players. So they probably won't be too disappointed going out of that, especially putting out a side like they did. So,
they've clearly rested players for this game, which means that we've got to take it seriously. They're taking this game seriously, and we have to clearly rested players. Just looking at the comments there, as people keep smashing them up. I love it. We'll try and keep your comments on. Jamie's on now in the building. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is about Luton, you can't there might be a few people today when they're sort of on the thinking about the lineup predictions and stuff like that. We should have 3 up front, and we should do this and do that. And you've got to be smart about it as well, though. To be honest, I mean, the Fulham game where Luton lost by the odd goal, well, 1-0. Fulham had 78% possession. Do you know what I mean? Luton with 22 still managed to have the same number of shots on target as Fulham, and a better expected goals than them as well. So Premier League's unpredictable. You've got to do your job properly. You know, you've got to set yourself up well. You can't just presume that you're going to be able to pass teams off the park. And like I say, they've only lost by 1 goal in each of those last 4 games. So
What's
if we do our job right, then we'll be okay. You know,
the Blues have just put here now. Is your stat man here? The Blues, lovely stats. Only 1 of our last 18 goals, Dukes versus Bournemouth, have been at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to change. It's got to change. So, Dyche said in the interview that when they asked about your home form, he goes, "Is there a problem at home?" And Dyche said, "No, the atmosphere's been perfect." He said, "There's not a problem at home. The only problem is we haven't put the ball in the back of the net." And he goes, "There's been 2 games that we should have won at home," Sean Dyche said, "and we just didn't put the ball in the back of the net. All we've got to do is be more clinical." Those away games and home games are no different. The difference is when we've gone away the last 2 games, we've been more clinical. So there's no reason for me that we can't go and pound some goals in this game and get going on the goal thing and break that barrier.
Yeah, and I mean the last sort of few games that they played as well, they played pretty defensive. Do you know what I mean? They've had sort of, it's been like a 5-3-2, and I don't mean 5-3-2 maybe as 1 or 2 people might have seen it how we played on Wednesday. It was better, more like a 3-5 across the middle of midfield, wasn't it, for us on Wednesday, because we played well. Luton have tended to be a 5 at the back, then 3 in front, and then 2 young lads, mid-20s, sort of racing around up front. So it's almost as if, going off their games that they've had recently, that they've just tried to be hard to break down and managed to get, obviously, the odd goal. But as I say, if we set ourselves up as well as we've done in the last 2 games, with the same impetus and same forward attacking thinking, then we should be good enough to do a professional job, which is what we want to do.
100%. I'm up for it. I really am. Should we get the Rob Keys done?
On Teams,
Toffee Bluecast.
Yeah.
It's got people in the building here. Love it.
Jamie's spot on, because I'm bloody having that. I told you to get some clips ready of me saying after the Brentford game that we should have 3 at the back. It worked well, I think. It worked well. What was maybe more surprising, that we had the 2 lads in the middle. You know, we didn't have another 3 there, although Harrison wasn't exactly playing out as a winger or anything. So you had Anana and Garner, didn't you? Let's get the teams up and have a little look.
Here we go. This is the dilemma.
So they're the last 2. They're the last 2 teams, aren't they, that you got together for us?
Yeah, well, the one on the left, that was. I feel when I put the stuff together on this that I had to show both lineups, because the Brentford lineup worked and it was amazing, and I was really happy with it. And then the cup lineup worked and it was amazing, and I was really happy with it. So I feel that for you on the channel now, we should look at both lineups before we make our lineup predictions, to give us more of an idea there on the screen what we're going to do for our lineup predictions. And it's good, because I love the one on the left and I love the one on the right. I mean, the one on the left, I think you look at Decore and he's a massive asset on that one on the left. He's pivotal to that formation on the left. And the one on the right is just a complete different formation. I don't know what people want to play.
Yeah. I mean, there's pros and cons to both, really. Pros and cons to both, and also as well, whichever formation you go for, you'll find that one of those might not be the first choice for a particular player. You know, the Danjuma
Do you
one, for
think?
example, is because he's got Mikalenko left hand side there. He's not having to do any defensive responsibilities there, Danjuma, is he? Because he's got 7 people behind him, and Harrison can put a tackle in as well. So the one on the right with the 3-5, with the 3-5-2, if you like, or the 3-4-2-1, is much more better for Danjuma to get on the ball and go forward. However, if you're doing a 4-4-1-1 like we've got on the left hand side, McNeil is maybe your preferred person on the left hand side because he's more defensively minded as well as attacking than Danjuma is. So it's all about who your favourite players are, I think, about how they fit in.
They're just both so. Yeah, it is what you want to go for. Mikalenko, when asked in the interview, they did say he got a bit of a knock, but Dye says he'll see how he is at training and stuff. Do you think Mikalenko will be available? People in the comments, Paul, do you think he'll be available?
He's a doubt, really. I don't know. I think a lot of it will depend on maybe what formation Dyche wants to do. Because it might well be, if he wants to go 4 at the back, he'll play Young left back and Patterson right back. If he wants to do a wing back thing, then he might not like Young being in that kind of position. I don't know. He might prefer McNeil say in that position because he can get perfectly up and down the line. You wouldn't like to see us playing a flat back 5 tomorrow, would you? So McNeil might be a particular option as a left side, as a left wing back, because we know we can get forward as well. So
Harrison can play that position as well.
He doesn't have to be risked, and he might not risk him. I don't know.
He might play Harrison as a wing back. You don't know. There's loads of options. You don't know what he's going to do. It is a bit of a headache for Sean Dyche. A good headache, but it's not easy to get the right lineup. And some players that have been playing well are going to get dropped. It could be Decore that gets dropped. It could be Garner that moves out to the wing and Garner Gay that gets dropped. It could be Garner that. It could be the same combination there. Onana and Garner in the middle, and Garner Gay gets dropped and Decore gets dropped. It's a good headache. I don't know. This is the hard, by the way, after normally with Everton, we struggle to find one lineup. That's how you stress to find one lineup, and you're not that confident in it. You struggle. You've got players injured. You're putting players in that you're unsure about. But on the screen now, finally, this shows that Everton are doing better now. We're moving forward because on the screen, I've got 2 formations and lineups that I'm really happy with there. And I feel that's really positive for all of us that we've got plenty of options, especially when people were saying not so long ago our squad's really thin and there's a lot of weak players in the squad. I feel that's really strong now. I really do. And I'm confident for this game with that.
Yeah, there wasn't many changes, was there? When we were predicting lineups a month ago, we were practically having the same lineup, weren't we? There weren't a great deal of options. Now you've got potentially Garner Gay not getting in the side, Decore might not get in the side, Beto might not get in the side. It's a decent problem to have. It'd be interesting to know what they were doing in training today. I tell you, that would have been good.
Do you think, people in the comments as well, keep dropping your comments, do you think that we're going to put that's Everton's 2 formations. Put their thingy on the screen, Paul, that I gave you.
This is obviously us on the left with the
good lad
with the game against Villa on Wednesday, and then this is Luton's game. Which one's this from, Dan?
That's from last game, Aston Villa, that isn't it? Aston Villa. And then the Luton game is not from the cup game. It's from the one that last Premier League game. That one is. That's their strongest team, Paul. That is, that's their strongest team. I have watched Luton quite a bit, you know, because I've done a bit of scouting down there. No, I haven't really, but I have watched Luton, and because I watched them in the cup, I was really interested in the cup to see who was going to get promoted because I had my eye on Gyökeres that we was linked to, and I was watching Coventry a lot, and I watched Luton a lot as well, and I did watch a lot of the playoffs. So I've watched Luton quite a bit, and they've got that Nakamba. He's your Ghana Gay sort of player. Nakamba, he's the tackler in the centre of midfield. He's the one that puts the tackles in, picks up a lot of yellow cards. One thing that I have noticed when I've watched these, I don't like to put players down, but that Lockyer centre back, he can't handle players.
Yeah,
I have a little flutter sometimes, and he's someone that picks up a yellow card very often, Paul. He can't handle players. He takes them out, he pulls them down, and he's their best centre back, and he isn't that good, Paul, honestly. And I feel we can get at these. A question that I wanted to ask that I said in the comments is, what formation do you think, the Blues will like this, what formation do you think is the most effective against what they're playing and what we played last game? What formation hurts the wing-back formation that they've got there? What do you think, Paul?
Well, if you're playing it, you would imagine that Luton, if they are going to do, they're not going to have a three and those lads are going to go marauding up front, I don't think, in the wing-back position. So if they're playing pretty much a flat five, you want to try and get in between the lines, don't you, in between the centre-backs. Otherwise, it's a case of getting into positions for the likes of McNeil, for the likes of Harrison or Patson, to get crosses in, sort of on the 6-yard line, if you like, or in between the penalty spot, 6-yard line, for people to go on to. So I think 3 in the middle gives you that control in the middle of the park to be able to feed out to wing backs who can get crosses in from decent positions, along with at least one person like DCL as your main target person. I think that's what you got to do.
Well, Paul Caswell's just said against that formation with wing backs, he feels a 4-2-3-1 is effective. The Blues has replied to what I've just said. He said with that wing back formation that we played last game, he thinks that a 4 at the back, pin them back, getting balls into the box to bypass it. You often go with the wing-back formation when you're not that good in the middle. We used to do it a lot under Lampard. When you can't pass much in the middle and you're not that strong in the middle, you try and just be effective down the wings and get crosses in. I feel we can do a bit of both. That was the good thing about the wing-back formation for us. It wasn't just us trying to get down the wings. We was playing it a little bit in the middle when we could. And then we got it on the wings. We was effective down the wings as well. So it was kind of just not a one-dimension, get it down the wings and cross. We actually put some good passes together in the middle with the 2 midfielders, Onana and Garner. And then we was good on the wings as well, which makes that formation double effective with the wing backs, doesn't it? I'm swaying towards this formation that you wanted so bad, Paul, because we played it so well. We really did.
Well, I think what the telling difference is or was the 2 lads in the middle on Wednesday. I don't think we would have been pressing as well as the side with Garner Gay as one of the 2, because I think he just would have been sitting deeper and deeper and deeper and being closer to the 3 centre backs. But because Onana is a box to box and James Garner likes to affect what's going on ahead of him rather than keep in possession, he's a creative player. So wherever he plays on the pitch, he's always looking to pass forward, isn't he? Because you've got those 2 in the middle. They are more effective when we get the ball going to go forward. Whereas if you got the likes of Garner Gay, and it's his game, it's not a criticism about him whatsoever. His game is to sit, win the ball, pass it off 10 yards, sometimes effectively. Pass it off 10 yards to someone else who then can create something. But if you got Onana and James Garner in the middle, their initial thoughts aren't always to just go sideways or back. It's actually to do something within the first 10 seconds of them having the ball, which then affects the game. And you could see that in the goal for a start off on Wednesday for James Garner. And then you could see that when we were doing a higher press and winning the ball back against Villa. And they didn't like that, Villa. They didn't like it up them. But it's because in the 4-0, we just sat back. We sat back so deep, and we didn't, when we won the ball, affect the game. But on Wednesday, we were higher up the pitch. The 3 big lads at the back helped us do that. And we were just able to, every time we won the ball, affect the game. And that's what we need to do tomorrow.
John Foster has just said 4-4-2 is effective against that formation. I like the interaction here. And Jamie's just said Mike Bessett 4-4-2 style. And the Blues mentioned this, and like I say, I have watched these quite a bit.
Yeah.
The Blues said earlier on, he said that you've got to go all attack like we did against Aston Villa and press them earlier on. I feel that if you let, by the way, Morris is quite good. I know these attacking players that they've got. Morris is good. He's a really good striker. He's fast, he's strong, he can hold the ball up. The other player that the Blues has just said is this player. He's big. He's like an Onana.
Right.
He's same frame as Onana. He's strong,
Yeah.
he's big, and on the attack, he's quite dangerous. He's a good player as well. They've got 3 good attacking players there. If we don't go all at these straight away and make them defend, those 3 attacking players that they've got can be dangerous against us. And that's why I feel like the Blues says we've got to go all guns blazing to just not give them the confidence to attack us. Because if we give them the confidence to attack us, their attacking players will be a handful for our defenders. Even though Brathwaite is incredible, he's cloned, and Tarkowski is really good, I just feel that we need to make sure we set off on the front foot this game, because don't look at results. I know a lot of our Everton fans was like just pointing out results. I don't look at results. I look at performances, and I knew Everton would start playing well because we was performing well. Like Sean Dyche said in the interview, Paul, this team ain't been playing bad. They've not been battered. They're doing the right thing. They're working hard. They just haven't been picking up the results like us at the start of the season, but we've just got a little bit better at it. They're going to be looking to change it as well, like we have. They're going to want to pick up the result this game. They're rested players. And this game means everything to them, because when you haven't won a game yet and you've only just come up, they're looking on finding something, and they want to find that first win or even draw this game. So to win this game isn't going to be easy. We can't take this game lightly. We're going to have to give it 110% this game, Paul, to win this, because they've got some really good players. I just feel we've got the edge on probably confidence, and maybe looking at that on the screen, our midfielders are a bit better in centre midfield, and I feel our defenders are a lot better. That's where I feel we excel. I look at their defence and I think weak, but I think they've got some energetic midfielders and they've got 3 really good attacking players. But we win in the midfield and on the defence for me. So that's where we win, having watched Luton before and watching what we're like at the minute.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I don't think we should be quiet about going forward at all. And we should press them as strongly as we did against Villa, if not stronger. But in thinking about that, the press doesn't have to be from 2 strikers, for example. It doesn't have to be with 3 strikers. You don't have to press just with your forward players. You just have to be able to close down that space. And then when you press as a team, you can win it back. It doesn't have to be with a heavy forward line, for example. Yeah, you control the ball in the middle of the pitch. You got options out wide, and then you can, all of those people in those positions can then create the chances in the area. And that generally is with a striker and then people from the other side of the pitch. So if we're attacking, say, down the left-hand side with McNeil or Danjuma or whoever it is, DCL or Beto in there, but also then you got the likes of, say, Harrison, because he was on the right, that's why I picked him out. Harrison on the right, Patterson coming further forward as well and being out wide. So having the possession and being able to create things from the press, that's from the team rather than just the front line, will get you the possession of the ball and help you to create the chances you need to win the game.
The Blues have just said there. You're right. The Blues have just said there, and I agree with this completely. The deeper we sit, they'll get crosses in the box, and sometimes it just creates problems, doesn't it? Just one cross in the box, it can create problems. I feel we've got to take control of this game. These are the games. We played Brentford, and they was really good, and they was in form, and that we just said, "What have you got, Brentford?" And we beat them. They was expected to win, and we went and won. Same with Aston Villa. They was the stronger team on paper. The odds was on them to win. We kind of sat on, said, "What have you got?" and went on to win with Aston Villa. Oh, we pressed a little bit with Aston Villa. I like that. I think Dan Juma and Harrison was a cracking press. We've got to go for it on this game. We really have. Right, shall we get the lineups then?
Yes, shall I take?
Is that the next thing on the list?
Well,
by the way,
I just want to
say, Paul.
It is.
I just want to say this is. I thought it was broke on 425 subscribers. I just went on. We've got 427 now, so we've got an extra 2 subscribers. So it's not broke, and we have gone up 2. So that's amazing. So it's nice to know it's moving, and we're getting more Everton fans on the channel. Beautiful.
Lucky number 7. There we go. Shall I take this down or leave this up? Will this help people sort of get their grips to their lineup predictions, or what do you reckon?
Take it down. We've got everything in our heads now, haven't we?
You got it in your heads, everybody.
We can always put it back up. It was good though. You put that clearer than mine, so you're going to be in charge of that all the time now, because that was a lot clearer, and it was a good comparison to see both teams at the side of each other.
It was.
I got a good feel of. I got a good feel of Luton's weaknesses in defence and in the centre of midfield, and I still don't know what team to play for Everton. I haven't even written it down. I'm going to think of it now. You go first, Paul, because you've probably written it down, haven't you?
I have used the Toffee app, and I've put it together. But I think
he's getting good on this. He's a Toffee Bluecaster, he is. He's getting good on this channel.
Well, thanks, Sky, for the form, and thank you, Toffee app, for helping me sort my team out. I've gone same formation as what we did Wednesday, but I've changed some of the lineup a little bit. So I've gone Pickford in goal. Branthwaite, Tarkowski, and Keane. Don't shoot me. And Keane, 3 centre backs. I've gone Anana and James Garner in the middle again. I'm going to go McNeil left hand side. That's whether Miko's fit or not, to be honest. I'd prefer McNeil down that left hand side, and Patterson on the right hand side, and then the 2 in and around or behind DCL up front would be Danjuma and Harrison. That's what I would do. So DCL gets the nod up front with Danjuma and Harrison behind him. McNeil on the left, everything else the same as Wednesday.
It's not easy, is it? I like Lionel. It's not easy picking it though, is it? Was it hard to do that?
It was, because, like Lou says, no decore. I just think a couple of tweaks. I know we're sort of saying about, we went for it on Wednesday. We were saying on the when did we play? Yeah, we did the post-match about Brentford, didn't we, on the Sunday? And we were all talking about, should we go for it? Should we have a strong lineup? Should we rest a lot and everything else? And there's just the odd tweak. That's all I would change. And I think substitutions was still massive on Wednesday as well. I know we were, maybe 2 up when we made most of our substitutions, but when people were swapped over, the people who came on, like Decore, still had to run around really hard, had to put a foot in as well for that, especially the last 15 minutes. So I think it's going to be important, again, the substitutions. And so, I'm quite happy really to go with a similar side. Substitutions help you consolidate the lead that we're all going to already have at that point. And then you look forward to the Bournemouth game at home. That's maybe where you do more of your changes, personally. Don't know what you think.
You're right. I like I said, I'm making mine up on the spot, but the big when you think of wingers, you've got McNeil, you've got Danjuma, and you've got Harrison. And the big problem is you want to play all of them. And then when you think of a player in the number 10 position, you've got Decore, and you've got Danjuma that can maybe play there, or Harrison. But then do you drop Decore with how good he's been? He was really good Brentford. And just because we played really well in the cup game without Decore, does that mean that we shouldn't play Decore because he played really good Brentford? Like that, when you rotate it and they all play well, you don't know. Mine will be Mikalenko with his fit. I'd play him. He's been cracking the last 2 games. It would be Tarkowski, Branthwaite, stick with it. I'd go Patterson right back. It's hard because you're leaving Young out. Do you leave Young out? I think Mikalenko might be injured, and I think Young might play in that position. But I think Patterson right back, I think he's earned a little chance there. I'd go, I'd stick with Onana and James Garner in the middle. I'd go McNeil on the left. I'd go Harrison on the right. Now, do you play Danjuma or Decore in front of those 2 midfielders? That's the question for me. That's the big question. Do you play Danjuma or Decore? Now, Decore's been in better form and he runs more and he puts more work rate in and he turns the ball over more. He's going to be all over. Decore's on fire. It's not. You don't have to like one player and not like the other. I love them both. I'm just figuring out who to put in. I'm going to probably put Decore in. And I hate to sub Danjuma, by the way, because I feel he needs a goal and he needs to boost his confidence. But a winger will come off and he will come on. Calvert-Lewin starts for me. I normally start Beto. I say Beto needs to ruffle up players and stuff like that. But the way Calvert-Lewin started that last game, I start Calvert-Lewin. But I feel really bad not starting Beto because Beto's done nothing wrong. You get some Everton fans that think they have to like one player and not like the other. You don't, just because you want Calvert-Lewin in the team doesn't mean you say you don't like Beto. I love Beto. Exactly. I think he's going to be amazing. And Beto will get used. Like you made the point, it's about rotation. We could be drawing 60th minute and you could be bringing Beto on. You could be bringing Decore on. And they're still very important. They're the players that are going to win you the game. They're important. The game isn't about who starts. The game's about the whole performance and everyone playing well in that performance when they get given the chance. That's my team. Put the teams on the screen, what they've got, Paul. Get them on. Get their teams on. They've all written them up.
What you were saying, I'd say the same thing. I think Decore's been doing brilliant, and you could swap Decore for Harrison or Danjuma in mine. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I would sort of just go with the momentum that they created from Wednesday. But I understand about Harrison maybe not having too many games and a go and everything else, but that's why we have a prediction, isn't it? This is the Blues.
You're going to get nuts on my score. Go on.
So Mikalenko and Patterson are your fullbacks with Tarky and Branthwaite in the middle. McNeil, I presume that's going to be a right-hand side with Garner, James Garner, Onana in the middle, Danjuma on the left, Decore and Beto. So he's keeping Harrison and DCL out. Just might be a little bit too much for him for 2 games in 3 days. Very potentially.
He makes a good point, though. That's the thing. I don't think anyone's going to get too frustrated with what Dyche picks because everyone has played well, and you won't moan at anyone playing. I don't think you're going to kick off about anyone playing. He makes a good point, though. Harrison has just come back, and Calvert-Lewin. He's risky, and he's a very good player to come on. Calvert-Lewin is, so I like that one. Yeah, the Blues, good. Yeah. I like your points as well on that.
Paul Cass went for the 4-2-3-1 that he mentioned before. Patterson right, Young coming in at left, Tarky and Branthwaite as your centre-backs. James Garner and Onana as your middle 2, with Harrison, Decore and McNeil as a 3 in front of them, with Beto being the man up front.
We used to play that under Carlo Ancelotti, the 4-2-3-1, and it was very effective.
We did it with Martinez as well.
Yeah,
I remember.
It was a good formation.
That. Yeah, we actually.
It's a really good pressing formation, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. You can defend well with that, but still have options going forward. I remember Moyes. I think I could have sworn Moyes was using it towards the end of when he was still with us.
It was under Moyes. It was McCarthy and Thingy in the centre. That was Moreles, Pino,
Barry.
Osman,
Yeah.
and then your striker sometimes. Yeah, Barry. That was the Moyes one.
Is Jamie's? He's gone.
Jamie!
Mike Bassett. Gone Mike Bassett with 4-4-2.
Have you noticed that he's done Patterson in capital letters?
He likes doing Patterson in capital letters. He might score. You never know, Patterson. Maybe this is his time to be prime Seamus and pop in with a few strikes. That'd be good. Mikalenko left back. You know, if he's fit. Tarks and Branthwaite middle two. I don't think that's changed for many people. I don't think they've all suddenly become Michael Keane lovers. Although I'll have him in a 3. James Garner and Onana with Harrison McNeil, and then Beto and DCL up front. It'll happen.
Do you know what though? A lot are asking for the. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah. A lot are asking for the 2 strikers, and if they work hard, it completely works. I can't knock it. If I see it, I'm going to be jumping up and down if we play the 2 strikers. If one of the strikers doesn't get back and they don't work hard and defend, you kind of lose a midfielder, maybe. But I don't know. The 2 strikers, I'd love to see it. What else have we got? Here we go.
Blues were just saying that Harrison just started 1 game since mid-April, so he's just concerned for him. But I bet he's probably raring to go, isn't he? If you're out for that long. Paul has gone Patterson and Young as the fullbacks, Tarks and Branthwaite. Onana and Garner seems to be a good favourite of everyone. I haven't seen many Garner gays in these predictions, to be honest. Decore's in with Harrison, McNeil and Beto up front.
I haven't even, do you know what? I haven't even got a, I think like someone said on the channel, Mr. Foster, like you said on the channel, I don't know what I forgot what I was going to say then. My mind went blank. I forgot what he said.
I agree. Depends which Mr. Foster you're on about.
I can't see his comment there. I was going to chuck his comment. I was trying to see what it said.
He's up there somewhere.
He said we should go at Luton from the off.
Yeah. There was that. And then there was
so many comments here. I love it.
And he's up there somewhere.
Just looking at all the comments. There was a comment that he put there.
There's tons. Thank you very much for all these, by the way. Give you that.
Tons of comments getting through. We're trying to get them all on the screen. Thanks for coming on.
I've also had to go back to the beginning because lots of people put in their score predictions. Do you want to do score predictions?
Yeah, let's get to business. I mean, mine's wacky. Mine is, I was close last time though. I did say last time. I said last time what was it, 5-1. But I said Keane scored an own goal, and it wasn't given as an own goal. It was kind of an own goal.
I think you said 5-1, but you gave us about 20 different scorers. So
Get in the comments now, people. This is the last thing we do, by the way. Thanks for coming on. This is cracking because we just want to bring you lot together, and it seems to be working. This is all Coffee Bluecasters. It's just to basically like the space as a platform to get together. And we want to hear your score predictions and your goal scorers if you can. Do you know what, Paul? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go on. Go big.
I've actually been thinking about this all day, and I really do believe it's going to happen. I even said it to Chloe. 7-1. I think we're going to win 7-1. And I'm not even joking. I know you're smiling. I know you're laughing. No, I honestly do believe. No, you're right. I'm not joking. If this is going to be a Sheffield United game. Was it Sheffield United that lost 8-0 or 9-0 or something?
Home 8-0 defeat against Newcastle.
Yeah, 8-0 defeat against Newcastle. And I can see it. I can see us going at these, and I can see a lot of players scoring. I think it's going to be 7-1. I really do. I'm going to give them 1 goal because I think we scored that many. We might concede 1, but I'm thinking 7-1. And by the way, I know how good these are, and I'm not taking them for granted. They've got some cracking players, but I just think Everton are due a big game. They really are. And I don't know who's going to score on the 7 goals. Beto will score. He needs a goal. Calvert-Lewin will
Who's going to
score.
score the most? Who's going to score the most if it's 7-1?
I think it's going to be spread, 7-1. I think, listen, because I think there'll be substitutions. I think Beto will score. I think Calvert-Lewin will come on and score. I think Harrison will get a goal. He'll come on and score. I think McNeil will score early on. And I think Decore will get a goal. And I do think one of the centre-backs could sneak one again. One of the defenders could get a goal. I really do believe that we could see a lot of goals from this team. And we've said all along that we've been unfortunate and the confidence isn't that good. The way the players were smiling that last game, Paul, I think the confidence is there. And when I play football, when your confidence is high, you can score 1, 2, 3 in a row straight away in the space of 10 minutes. And our players are very confident. And there's a lot of competition. We've just said on the channel now, we don't know whether to play McNeil on the wing, Danjuma, or Harrison. They're all in competition with each other. So one of them's got to play better to start. And they're going to want to start. So it's healthy competition. So you're going to see them really trying to get a goal to kind of cement the position and put them in Dyche's mind more. Decore, after not playing that cup game, he's going to want to get the spotlight back that he's one of the best attacking players that we've got behind Beto. There's a lot of good stuff. Tarkowski will want another goal. Branthwaite, he's itching for a goal as well, Branthwaite is. All the goals he scored on loan. I don't know how Branthwaite ain't scored yet. He's been close as well. He has been close. He can score from corners. Mikalenko could be due. And like Jamie said, Patterson could score. I'm loving Everton at the minute. Do you know how I feel, Paul? I just feel like I'm so excited for tomorrow. I can't wait. I wake up and I get to watch Everton. And I just hope they keep me feeling like this because you just want another good game. The players all to play well. Smile, watch it, win, and move on and just enjoy this channel this season and not stress and not be in a relegation battle. Because I don't like what's happening with the owners and Kenwright and all that lot. But if your manager and your players put good football on the pitch, it kind of makes you forget about it a bit, doesn't it? You don't forget about it. You still know the bad things are going on, but it takes your mind off it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been either 7-7-7 or it's mainly been 90% has just been our last 2 games and how well we played and winning some games. It's just been really nice. So people have kind of just put that to one side at the moment and have just enjoyed a few days a week of being happy with how the team's doing.
Go on, while you do yours, you do yours and read out the comments, and I'm just going to have a look what the odds are on 7-1.
Do it.
We don't promote gambling, by the way, but I am going to find out what the odds are on 7-1.
There was someone, and I haven't sort of slated down where I am at the moment, but I'm pretty sure someone said 50-1 is 5-0. So you never know.
I've only got William Hill. They don't give odds. Go on, Paul. Go for yours. What's your score prediction?
I'm actually going to say 2-0. I'm going to say 2-0. I think Luton will just get pinned back. But I wouldn't be surprised if their keeper had a worldie. But we just were too strong for him. So I'm going to go 2-0, and I'm going to go. You know what? I'd love a Branthwaite. Yeah, go on, Branthwaite gets the first.
I love a Branthwaite.
Branthwaite gets the first, and Beto gets the second.
I'll put that in my basket.
We want to win, don't we? We want a decent performance and the 3 points. That's what we want. Everything Everton said 3-0 clean sheet be brilliant, wouldn't it? Really. Paul Cass went for 5. Where are we going? He's reckoning that we're still going to do well. Emma's gone for a 3-0. She's good on her predictions, though, is Emma. So if Young's not on set pieces, maybe it's meant to be. Where are we? Where are we going down? My dad, by the way, says 2-0. I didn't even know that, actually. Great minds and all that. He says we definitely need to get some new team songs. Need some new teams. Is there a DCL song? I heard someone.
No, mine's Returning the Mac, though. Do Corey, Abdullah, do Corey. Instead of Return of the Mac, do Corey.
What about DCL? Has Calvert-Lewin got a song?
Calvert-Lewin needs a song, right?
He does. I can't
What's
believe
a butterfly song?
Has he not got one?
No, everyone's like, because he ain't been playing that much, everyone ain't giving him a song. They got angry.
That's such a shame. What is he? Something like he's two goals away from, what is it? I mean, he's going to be our
Do you know what, though?
Highest scorer in the Premier League. He's not got a song yet.
You know what I thought? Like, I don't know whether you've all seen it. Have a look if you want. I'm onto everything. I'm Everton obsessed at the minute. They've just done, and I think it's cracking. They've done an interview where, I don't know who it is. I wish I asked questions myself. You get to ask. It's on the Everton channel. You get to ask Dan Juma, James Garner, and Calvert-Lewin questions, and they've interviewed them, and they've asked them 3 questions. So you get to watch them ask them questions like, who's the favourite player? Who would they like to meet? Who's the most messiest in the changing rooms and stuff like that. And it's a cracking interview. And Calvert-Lewin told a joke that no one got. It's a good interview. And I thought to myself when I watched it, Paul, when we watch football, we think they are robots. We just love Everton so much. We're like, yeah, you've got to be good. Sparta, we've got to win this game. Do you know what I mean? We get really brutal, which we always will because we love Everton with all our hearts. But when you listen to them in the interview, Dan Juma, Calvert-Lewin, and James Garner, funny as well, they're just soft, shy, nervous characters in the press, not cocky. Calvert-Lewin as well, when he was talking, they're just nervous, normal people. Yes, they get paid massive salaries, but sometimes you've got to remember they're not robots, you know what I mean? And I felt sorry for Calvert-Lewin because I thought you've been through so much, and I'm so happy for you. Felt sorry for him and happy because I thought you've been through so much. And he even said in the interview, when you watch it, Paul, he goes, Dan June was like, you scored, which was your favourite goal? He asked Calvert-Lewin, and he said the Crystal Palace one and the goal against under Duncan Ferguson, Calvert-Lewin said. And then Calvert-Lewin said, Dan Juma said, you've scored loads, which one? And Calvert-Lewin goes, yeah, I haven't scored enough. You can see it's played on his mind, and he would like that big setback on the injuries and stuff like that has knocked him. He's not the most confident person in the world. They all think they're cocky, and they give Calvert-Lewin stuff, oh, you're modelling and stuff like that, rip into him. But he's just a genuine nice guy that wants to play well and hasn't had much luck.
Yeah. They just seem like decent lads, don't they? So, I mean, that's what we want. We just want we want them to enjoy playing for us and just give everything that they can. People get arsy when people aren't happy about playing for your club. Fans get arsy about it because they would give their right arms to be able to play for their club that they've supported all their lives. It would just be the absolute brilliant, the best thing in their lives if they could ever do that. So for anyone to say, oh, I don't want to train or I don't want to do this, we get really arsy about it. But it's really nice to have what seems a decent, young, settled squad of players who seem to enjoy it, and I hope that's the case.
The big thing is as well that and I've said this loads of times, I've put it on Twitter, and I've always been positive with it. And some people didn't want the positivity because it was just a time that positivity wasn't around. But I've always made the point that you've got to be patient with these players. But if these players do reach the potential of their name, we've got some cracking young players, because Braithwaite, young, I think he's around 21. Onana, young. James Garner, young. Patterson, young. I'm not on about Ashley Young, I'm on about their age. They're all young players, Paul. We've got some cracking young talent, do you know what I mean? And it's good for our future because you've got 10-year players. It's not players that are 28 and you've got to rebuild your whole Everton team in 2 years' time when they either go or anything like that. Yeah. We've got some players that are young that are going to last us 10 years. And under our financial situation, it's good for us under our financial situation because we don't really need to sign a lot of players now. I'd be happy at the end of the season if we just kind of sign Harrison, Danjuma, and put a few of these signings in that we've got there that haven't been put to bed yet. But I'm really happy with Everton at the minute. I am. And we're going to get better and better because they're young. We're all happy with them against Brentford. We're all happy with them against Aston Villa. These are young players that are only probably playing about 60, 70% and got a lot to learn. So what you're seeing now, Paul, is only just a start. And that gives me massive confidence in our future.
So it should. Sure it should. We're bloody hell, we're positive.
Love it. Love it. I'm going to get the unicorn out tomorrow. I'm going to get the unicorn out. Anyone listen to Alan Myers' interview with Baz? Do you know what, though? Alan Myers has promised me that he will come on Toffee Bluecast. He has been busy. He's really nice, actually. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever spoke to. He's always gives me a lot of respect and always listens to what I've got to say. And he did say he's going to come on. He says he was quite busy. So I've given him a bit of time and stuff. I did see he went on Toffee Bluecast, and he did say he'll come on this. And that'll make my day. I think that'll be a good day for Toffee Bluecast. And me and Paul will drop him some questions, and you can ask questions in the comments. So when I just have a good little appreciate Alan Myers, that's the way we're going to do it. We'll probably get him on soon.
Good.
Right.
Well,
let's wrap this up then.
Let's do. And
put a song on before we go.
Get ready for tomorrow. Do what?
Put a song
What
on.
are you doing? Go on, put a
DJ
song on.
down.
This would be a good one coming out of the tunnel, wouldn't it? Generally,
tunes,
I don't
yeah.
mean instead of Z cars.
Imagine if we could use the Everton songs. Please, people, when we go, I'm going to do it short. I'm going to do a short. Here we go. Put this latest background. I'm going to do a short now, and I want you to all put in the short a Calvert-Lewin song, right? So I'm going to do a short, a picture of Calvert-Lewin, and I want you to all put a Calvert-Lewin song. We need a Calvert-Lewin song. We need a Calvert-Lewin song. Can't think of one on the spot.
He needs a collection. Blues has said it's Tom Calvert-Lewin. Oh, Tom Calvert-Lewin.
Dum 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 dum. Batman.
Too many syllables, Dan.
Do you know what I do? And this is pretty sad. I love my 80s, 90s music. I'm an old school. I just like my old school films and music. And what I do is I go 90s music and I take myself back to all the music and I think of players to link it to. And that's what I did with the Jack Harrison song. I was just going through my music and I thought, that clicks with Jack Harrison. Now, you've got me thinking of a Dominic Calvert-Lewin song. And the Decoy one, I think The Return of the Mac. When I put it on, I can't sing that good, but when I put it on, you'll like it. And we have got a guy singing some Everton songs. I'm going to get him on the channel. Some amazing Jamaican man that's going to come on and sing some. He's going to translate. He's going to yeah.
Yes, you told me about this. Watch out for this, everyone. We'll let you.
That'll be a surprise.
I
went up to this guy. He's busking in the streets, and I said to him, "Can you do a We Are Goodison Gang? Can you remix that into your sort of style music?" And he said he'll work on it. And I've given him a week, and I might get him on the channel as a guest. And if anyone does want to come on the channel, Jamie will be on again soon. If anyone does want to come on new, we'll get Rob on as well. If anyone does want to come on new, a guest appearance, we want to give you an appearance. This is just bringing Everton fans together. And when we get someone new on, we do give them a guest appearance. We do feel like we're doing a job of bringing Everton fans together. That's all this is about. Right, I'm going to put the banner on. Have a boss night, everyone. We're playing tomorrow. We're playing tomorrow, and I'm excited. I can't wait. I don't know what the lineup's going to be, but I can't wait. I just know it's going to be 7-2. I'll drop the music now. I love Everton at the minute. Please stay like this. Please stay like this, Everton. I'm actually enjoying myself. Here we go. Drop the banner.
Take care, everyone.
Blue players out.
Round about tomorrow.
Never